Hi, welcome to Discover Shanxi. Today we have Steve Partridge with us. He's from the Water Babies from England. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Parry.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Can you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm from the UK and I'm a Water Babies franchise in the UK since 2006, so 11 years now. As an experienced franchisee, I started doing some training and mentoring, and that's how I've ended up in Xian in China.
Okay, so is this your first time to China?
My very first time to China, yeah, very exciting.
So your first time to China, you came to Xian. How do you like the city so far?
It's fantastic. I love it. The food is amazing. I've enjoyed every meal I've had, and it's massive, so I'm just still learning what's out there. It's brilliant.
So do you have a favorite place in the city?
Well, I've spent a lot of time in different restaurants, so quite a few restaurants that I really like and would like to go back to again.
What's your favorite food in Xian?
I love the spicy barbecue. It's fantastic.
The spicy barbecues?
Yeah.
Nice. And have you been to any historical sites in the city?
I've been to the Terracotta Warriors, which is incredible. Everybody knows about the Terracotta Warriors in the UK, but I don't think people know it's in Xian. So when I shared it on Facebook and things like that, people were very excited. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So how do you like the Warriors?
Incredible. It was amazing.
Just like you saw the pictures on the internet.
To see it for real, you suddenly understand the scale of it. It's incredible. So.
Maybe you can tell me a little more about your past 3 weeks in Xian.
Well, I didn't know what to expect coming to China, so I really had no expectations. I've been amazed by the scale. Everything is massive. Xian is the size of London in terms of population. London's by far our biggest city in the UK, and I understand that there's lots of cities bigger than Xian in China. What I've loved is the food, actually, and the people. People have been really friendly. So when I've been out and about on my own, people, are friendly, they smile, they say hello. And that's been really nice. So yeah, it's been a fantastic experience, and I'd like to do it again.
And I've heard that the Water Baby in Xian is the first ever in China, right?
That's right, yes.
Can you tell us when does the Water Baby started, the brand? What time does it found?
Water Baby started the company in 2002 in the UK, so it's been going for about 15 years now, yeah.
Where was the first shop located?
It was in a town called Ilkley.
Yorkshire.
Which is in Yorkshire.
Okay.
Ever heard of Yorkshire?
Yes, I think I've heard Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you start it with the Water Baby?
My daughter Isabella was born in 2003, and we took her to baby swimming classes, and it happened to be Water Babies in Bristol. And we thought what fantastic classes they were, and looked into it, and it turned out that Bristol was the first franchise. So the company started in Ilkley, and Paul decided to franchise it, and the pilot franchise was in Bristol, and we just happened to go to those classes, and then we looked into it and found out all about Water Babies from them.
So you start with your daughter learning swimming, right? How do you feel during that time your daughter learns to swim?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see what they can do, and to appreciate the potential that child has and all the things that they can do as they grow older. So it's wonderful to see straight away how they can enjoy an activity and be getting obvious benefits from it.
Okay, so as a parent, when you swim with your daughter, do you feel maybe a little bit protective for her, or you may feel a special connection during the swimming process?
I think to feel protective is completely understandable, and maybe initially you will be protective, but then as soon as you see how comfortable and happy they are in the water, then you lose that. You're actually more interested in seeing them enjoy the activity and getting as much out of it as they possibly can.
Why do you think it is important for babies to learn how to swim?
There's so many benefits from babies from swimming. So obviously they're learning an important life skill which could save their life, but the physical benefits of doing exercise, babies when they're in the water can move all their limbs independently, something they can't do very easily when they're out of the water. They're developing their coordination, they're developing their cognitive abilities, and they're also socializing, so they're getting used to mixing with people. So and of course bonding with their parents, which is very important.
Yeah, bonding with parents. So what are the classes from Water Baby? What do they usually like train the babies, the swimming skills or anything else?
Well, the main idea between water babies is that if you teach a baby to swim in the first year, they can learn to swim in a very gentle, natural way. Because children, when they get a bit older, who haven't learned to swim, learn to be afraid of water for good reasons, to protect themselves. But during that first year, you have a window where they will go underwater quite happily, and they'll kick their legs, and they'll move their arms, and they'll hold their breath. And we can help to develop those skills, so we can train them to improve those skills in the very early days. So that's why they can swim from birth in nice warm pools, and they can get all those different benefits from doing that.
So the best time for them to learn swim is maybe within 1 year?
Within 1 year, but as soon as possible, because if you remember, in the womb, babies are in water, so they're completely used to it. So it's a wonderful experience for them and very natural.
So you're a professional trainer, right?
An instructor.
Instructor, yes.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the most important thing for an instructor to teach how to swim in the pool?
Well, like I said, the empathy for the child. So to have that feel for the child being confident and happy in the water, I think is really, really important. So,
what kind of skill does the instructor need for the babies?
The most important thing, I think, is to have empathy with the children, because obviously they can't talk. So you need to have that intuition to make sure that they're always comfortable, that they're not doing anything that's upsetting them, that they're not stressed at all. So to have that empathy is really, really important. And on top of that, the knowledge, because what you're doing, the way you're teaching is very important. So it's important to understand what the child is experiencing, and to give the parent the confidence to teach their own child. So we're teaching parents to teach their children. The parents are actually teaching the children. We're teaching the parents.
So do the babies, the first time they get into water, should be afraid, right? Are they afraid of water?
No. So we have our youngest baby learning to swim was 2 days old, okay, and no fear whatsoever. In fact, I think they fell asleep during the class. So they were so relaxed, they just fell asleep.
How long does the class take usually per class?
All our classes are 30 minutes long.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
So during the 30 minutes, what kind of baby learn? Like just one class?
Well, that's a really interesting question, because in 30 minutes your baby might progress and you might notice a big difference between the beginning and the end of the class. Whereas at other times there may go a series of lessons where your baby seems to not progress that much, because children don't learn uniformly day by day. They go in sort of spurts. So they'll learn really quickly, and then they have a period of time where they're sort of consolidating their learning, and they'll slow down, and then if they come through that happy and confident, then they'll accelerate again. So that's the way they learn. So it can depend on all the different circumstances.
So how many classes does it take for average, like for each baby to learn how to swim?
Well, okay, so bear in mind that the babies won't be physically strong enough to swim across a pool for quite a period of time, but they will be able to swim, as in move themselves independently under the water within just a few lessons.
So usually just one parent with the baby, or both?
In a class, in the pool, normally just one parent, but often lots of parents watching from the side and taking photographs.
Do you get any feedbacks from the parents about maybe getting a connection during the swimming process?
Yeah. Well, it's really important to get feedback from the parents, because obviously they're our customers and we want to know what their views are and everything. But the feedback is generally really, really positive. The parents are so excited to see what their children can do, and so excited to see their baby happy and confident in the water. So that's wonderful.
You're now living around this area, the Xian district?
Yeah, I can walk to my hotel from here. So.
Oh, okay. Do you think it's convenient for your daily life?
Yes, fantastic. Yeah, it's nice being able to walk in the morning. And I've been very lucky because we haven't had smog. And I understand the smog can be very bad at times. So while I've been here, it's been beautiful. So very nice. So really looking forward to coming back to Xian in the future and seeing how Jin's franchise develops, seeing the new centres that she's planning to build, and seeing all the babies growing up and getting into really confident, strong swimmers.
Okay, thank you so much, Steve, for your time today.
Thank you very much.